Hi guys, I will just start by introducing myself. I'm with Illuminations. I do Theta healing, I do breath work, I do masculine and feminine. And today we're going to talk about manifesting abundance. Now, how we manifest abundance is quite easy to begin with. I will wait a little bit longer to see if anybody else shows up. I don't know. I'll give it one more minute, and if somebody else shows up, somebody else shows up. Otherwise, I will start. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so I'm going to start. Now, how does manifestation work? Manifestation, looking at it simply, it's actually not very many steps. The first step is for you to have a clear intention of what you want. The second step would to be state whatever you want in form of a positive. And the reason being is that your subconscious understands only images. So for example, if you tell your subconscious mind, I don't want chocolate, all it will see is chocolate. So it will bring more chocolate in front of you. Or if you say that I don't want a person in my life who like hurts me, or a person in my life who irritates me in this way, because you're focusing on exactly what you want or don't want, the image is in your head all the time. And this image will manifest it into your life. And the third step is to give this clear intention, which is beautiful images of what you want and how you state it in the positive. And once you stated it in the positive, you let it go. You don't really think about it, because when you think about it, you're coming from a space of, I don't have it. While as when you let it go, it will bring it to you eventually. So when we focus too much on something, we're like, we want it, we want it, we want it, we're from a space of not having it as opposed to a space of having it. Another good thing you can do is put pictures of what you want around the house. What happens is your subconscious sees these things without your conscious mind holding on and attaching to the idea that I want, I want, I want. I don't know if you've ever noticed, when we want something, we work, we work hard for it, we run, we chase, we try our best to get what we want. And we work at everything, nothing works. And as soon as we let go, things fall into place and they start happening because we let go, because we are not from a space of neediness, but a space of, okay, I let it go and I trust the universe and it will bring it back to us. Now, once we do these things and it still doesn't work, then there's problems. And let's look at what can be in our way. When does manifestation not work? The first one is that you're not aligned with what you want. Now, what does it mean? One second, I'll just admit these people. What does it mean not to be aligned with what you want? First of all, is a part of you that doesn't want it. So the part that doesn't want it could be, for example, I want to gain a lot of money, I want to be rich, but at the same time, a part of me believes if I'm too rich, I will be lonely. Or if I'm too rich, I will not have people that I can trust, or people would want me for my money only. So a part of you doesn't want it. Therefore, your part, that part that doesn't want it, starts sabotaging it. The second part is your energy is not aligned with it. So let's look closer at what it means that you're not aligned with it. Okay, I actually explained wanting it, but I don't want it. So the fear of money, what money means to you could be as well. So for example, money could mean that you're a bad person. So if you have too much money, or people who have too much money are bad people, are not connected with God. If I have too much money, I can't like be connected to God. So it's all these limiting beliefs, and some of these limiting beliefs are not actually conscious. They're subconscious. They come with our ancestors. Now, how do these limiting beliefs come with our ancestors? Genetically, it's been proven that we are born with certain limiting beliefs. So they did like a scientific experiment where they had all these little mice that they put in this cage, and they put it next to a flower, and they tortured these mice as soon as they went close to the flower. After torturing them enough, the mice wouldn't go close to that flower. So what happened then was they took out these mice, took them to a different environment, and breeded them. And once these mice had children, they put these children again next to this flower. Now, none of these mice would go close to the flower without knowing why, because subconsciously, in their genetic, there was that's. Let me see, I think somebody needs to be admitted. So genetically, there was this belief in their subconscious mind that if I go close to that flower, something bad will happen to me. And that's the same with limiting beliefs. So your grandfather could have gone through a scenario of, for example, having a lot of money and losing all the money, and then like realizing that he has no friends, and he associates this thing that too much money means that everybody wants you for money and you won't have real friends. What then happens is that this is brought into our genes, and like it's awakened, and we also don't allow ourselves to receive all that money because we associate it subconsciously with, if I have too much money, then my friends will be fake and they will only want me for money. So we will sabotage it. Now, another way we sabotage having abundance of any kind is also we believe in manifestation so much that we don't work for it. But look at this case. I want to be a doctor. I can sit and try to manifest being a doctor all I want. But if I don't go and get a diploma, if I don't try to go and get a degree, I can never be a doctor because I need the skill set in order to be a doctor. And I need to gain that talent in order to be a doctor. So for some things, there's a skill set that is required. The other thing that can sabotage us from getting what we want is that we want something that our ego wants, not we want it. And why does our ego want it? Our ego wants certain things because our friends, for example, tell us, or in the society is believed, if you're not married and you haven't got children by this age is not good, or if you don't have a job that pays you this much money is not good. So what you start doing, you start going after money rather than what satisfies your soul. What happens then is, again, we sabotage the things that we want for the sake of what other people want. And sometimes we sabotage it subconsciously because it's not really what it is that we want. Now, another way we're not in alignment with what we want is, for example, if I'm always depressed and I'm always sad and I'm always like in fear and I'm always negative, I'm aligned with negativity. I'm not aligned with positive things that I want. So even if I want somebody who loves me, respects me, is a very positive person, they might go away from me because negativity is not really attracting them, because it's draining them out of their energy, for example. And the last one is the energetic alignment. What is energetic alignment? When we're in a state of fear, that fear drains us from the energy that we have. Guilt drains us from the energy we have. All these negative feelings of sadness, grief, all these drain us from the energy. And when we get stuck in these emotions, we're unable to get the best out of life. So, in order to get happy things and beautiful things, we need to connect with the feeling of having that thing. So, if I feel the emotion of love that I would want, for example, with my boyfriend, with my husband, I will manifest that in my life, obviously with the right people and the right connections. Also, if I want money and I feel what it feels like to go and have that money, to be in that hotel, I can go walk around the hotel, feel the sensation like I already have it, enjoy it and love it, and associate myself with the feelings of having it. What's going to come into my life? More of that. So manifestation is having the feeling that attracts that thing towards you. Now, how do we do manifestation with Theta healing? Theta healing is a process of healing and subconscious mind of removing the limiting beliefs. Now, there's two reasons you're not having what you want, except for, of course, like not having the proficiency, like if you want to be a doctor. That's one, the fears. So with Theta healing, we go through all the fears connected to what is sabotaging you or not allowing you to have that. And we release all the fears to the extent that these fears are no longer there, and you can bring into your life all that you want, whatever it may be. It can be work that you want, money that you want, relationship that you want, anything that you want. The other reason you're not getting is because you have a secondary benefit. Now, in a lot of sick patients where they have, for example, cancer, or they have like any sort of illness, one of the reasons some of these people are not letting go of illness is because they didn't get any attention and love from their partner until they got the sickness. So they don't want to let go of the sickness because they're getting the attention through the sickness, or they're getting the love through the sickness. So they need to learn that they can get all these things without needing the sickness in order to keep it. Or the secondary benefit in terms of abundance can be that you want to have genuine friends, so you don't want to be too rich because you don't know if your friends then want you for you or for your money. So this is how we work with Theta healing. Now, what does Theta healing do is it heals the belief system. Now, in order to have all that we want, we need to change our filters. What are these filters? These filters are different for different people. One person, the same event can happen with two people, and one person will perceive it one way and another person will perceive it completely different, depending on, for example, how their childhood was like. So let's imagine that you had a father that was cheating on your mother all the time, and there was another person who, their father was working so hard to bring food and everything to the family, and the kid really appreciated all the father did for them. These two grow up. What happens is the husband of these two people will come home late. Two reactions, two different reactions. The one who had the cheating father is going to feel that her husband is cheating on her. So her response is not going to be kind or compassionate at all. The other partner, because she appreciated her father so much, when her husband comes late, she will take care of the husband, look after the husband, and give him a lot more attention and a lot more love. And the reason being is because they came from a different perspective. Now, both husbands could be doing exactly the same thing, either working or cheating, but how we perceive it can be different depending on the filters we have. So we delete, distort, and generalize every single event in our life dependent on the belief system that we created, whether true or not true. And we're forever creating those patterns that we had in our childhood. One, because they're comfortable, and two, because we have we want to recreate our childhood in order to change it. So a lot of the times we create the patterns that we didn't actually like because we want to recreate it in a different way. Now, how do we access in Theta Healing? In order to see the true perspective of things, we have to see beyond the duality of things. So in Theta Healing, we start with unconditional love. We fill you with unconditional love, which transcends the duality. What is duality? We look at things in right and wrong, good and bad. But we don't know why people are doing what they're doing. So we have a lot of judgment. Once we release that judgment, we release a lot of fear, we release a lot of guilt, we release a lot of different negative emotions that bring our vibration down. I'm gonna now allow you guys to ask any questions with regards to this. And please put it in a box, the questions, and I will respond to you individually. If you have any questions. Should I assume nobody has questions?
Yeah, I suppose I have a question. When it comes, like you're saying, we inherit.
Yes.
And we don't just come up with our own limiting beliefs, we inherit our limiting beliefs. So I guess my question is, how do you free yourself from that? I mean, if you're not even aware that you've taken on these limiting beliefs from your ancestors, how do you free yourself from that?
Well, okay, so it's not actually just, that's not the only way. Sometimes we create these limits and beliefs as well in our childhood. So when you're even in your mother's womb, you take on some of the emotion of your mother, depending on what she was going through. And from that perspective, you create some beliefs. Mm-hmm. So an event can happen, and that event will be perceived by you in a certain way from that place. So for example, as a child, you're at home, your father comes back from work, he's exhausted, tired, whatever's been going on at work, and you go to your father and you want his attention. You're not aware as a child of what your father's gone through that day. Exactly, I'm not saying all fathers are doing it with good intention, but 90%, let's say, are. So we don't know what he went through, what was his past life, how he perceives things. From that space, we have a perspective upon that issue. So what we create is the limit and belief of, I'm unworthy, I'm not lovable. Yeah. And then other events come, and these other events become the evidence.
Yeah, proof that your belief is correct. Totally agree with you, because that has happened.
Yeah.
So how exactly do you break the chain, I guess? How do you flip it or switch it, I suppose?
Well, that's right. I work on a lot of modalities, and how I personally do it, I work with Theta Healing to do it. Mm-hmm. And hi Zina, I do it by going through all the limits and beliefs from you. So you will come to me with an issue. So you tell me, for example, that you are, I don't know, you're not doing well at work, or you have stress. And then we'll go into all your fears. And through these fears, I will pick out which ones are the main ones. We go to the childhood event that created that fear. And from there, we will actually restructure and recreate the beliefs. And that will heal you within itself.
And you use the sounds of is it Theta? Is that what you call it, to help with that?
Yeah, so it's not, I don't use the sounds because, like, for example, there's a lot of modalities, and I work with Reiki, and I love Reiki because, for example, a person comes to you, they're out of energy, you give them Reiki, they feel full, they're broken up, they feel a bit better. But with Theta healing, you change the perspective. So the problem, once healed, will not come unless it's like the head of the problem. So beneath it is another underlying problem, in which case that problem goes away and some other problem will show itself. And then we need to resolve that. Sometimes it goes away and it never comes back. But the actual problem that we deal with Theta healing doesn't come back.
And
unless it's underlying factors again.
And is this instantaneous, or does it take a couple of days for the brain to switch? Kind of like changing a bad habit to a good habit?
You, with Theta healing, you would sleep over it one night and you will see the shifts the next day. And sometimes the shift is so much that you don't even see it yourself. Your friends will notice, oh my God, you're not, for example, as controlling as you used to be, or you're taking it so easy. But if you have something like anxiety, when I work with people with anxiety, they always notice it because they feel it less in the first session, then they come for another session. Sometimes in one session is gone. Sometimes, of course, you have a lot of things that contribute to the same thing. And therefore it's like very like layered. So it's like, for example, I lack in confidence because in terms of work, I lack in confidence in terms of how I'm perceived, like people's judgments. I lack in confidence in how I present myself. I like it can be like a lot of different angles, and we clear some, and then you're not lacking in confidence in those areas. But then other areas you're like, okay, now I can't do my public speaking properly, or I can't do my, so other things will show themselves to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Anyone else has any questions? Sorry, I'm not seeing. Oh, 1 second. Chat. Let me see. I need to open this chat box. I'm not seeing the chat. I have one. The difference between something or soulmates and something. Okay. Thanks for the question, Zina. Okay. How to tell the difference between what your soul wants and what your ego wants is telling the difference. Your soul, whatever you want and whatever makes you happy is what your soul wants. And whatever is in form of fear is your ego preventing that because it's fearing something. So until you're going towards love, you're going towards what you want. It doesn't mean that's your final destination, but it's taking you towards where you want. A lot of us navigate our life through fear. And how we do is we go against, so we fear if we go for what we love, we will not be able to make money. And therefore we will like not do what we want, we will do what is, we're gonna follow our essential needs, which is survival, for example. But when we drop that job or something will happen and we lose that job and we actually go and follow what we want and what we desire, we start seeing that like things happen, money comes from different ways, things start aligning. Maybe it won't align, maybe there will be some fears, but things start working out towards what we want. And we can actually deal with objections along the way. So I would say whenever you want something, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes your soul excited, and it's not, I suppose ego also is like, okay, I'm better than that. That comes from, when you compare yourself is a space of ego. When you're doing it because it makes your heart sing, even if other people don't respect that, or it doesn't make other people happy, and it still makes you happy, is definitely what your heart wants. I don't know if that answers your question, Zina. Do we have any more questions? Hi, guys. Okay. I don't see any more questions. I can do one of two things. There is one meditation, which is a Kriya, which is not actually Theta healing, which is for abundance. And we can do it all together if you want. It's really hard and it's very hard on your hands. Or I can do for you a meditation, which is Theta, in a way, Theta healing, but it actually clears the first layer of limiting beliefs. If they don't have roots, they will be cleared. If they have roots, of course, they will come back. But the like light ones will be cleared and you will feel better. Does anybody have any preference? I feel like I'm talking to myself. Any questions? Anything you would prefer me to do for you? The first one. So you guys want me to do the Kriya with you. Okay, so what we're going to do is it's going to be 5 movements. And the first movement, if you do this for 40 days, and I will actually send the link on YouTube for you guys to practice it for 40 days, you will see a lot of things clearing from your way. So the first movement is you have to hold your hand above your heart and you have to hit this together and then this together. So this is the first movement, so for 3 minutes. The second movement, so you have to hold your fingers stiff and still, and it's like this. So I don't know if you all see it. The third movement will be that, and this one is, sorry, you will say har, 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 har. So you're opening up, you're clearing you from yourself, from the negative energy to bring abundance into your life. So the second one is this one. The third one, you put your thumb in your finger and you move your body as much as you can. And you say, God, God, God. And you're opening up a space for you to receive from the higher dimensions. Again, that's 3 minutes. The next one would be that you would like do like this. So you're cutting any energetic, negative energetic thing. So that's again 3 minutes. And then the last one is this. And you take a breath in, 20 seconds you hold, breathe out. Take a breath in, 20 seconds you hold and breathe out. And when we say stop, we stop. And afterwards, I will answer any more questions you guys may have. So let me put the music for us to begin.
Expo 2020 Dubai, 1st of October 2021.
Okay, when you're ready, we will start. So by the count of 3, we're gonna start this Kriya and this meditation. be deceived by your ego, playing as an illusion. You can do it. Put your phone inside
God, 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 God. Hare Hare Waheguru. 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 Hare Hare Waheguru.
And the final exercise is the one you put your hand here, you take a deep breath in, you count, you hold for 20 seconds and you let go. And do it for as long as you can. If you can do it more, better. If you can do it less, then it's okay. and relax. So hope you enjoyed it. Whenever you're ready, come back into the room. I'm gonna send you the link for you guys to have the song if you need to do it alone at home. And it's called Sabah Kriya, and if you need as well, you can do research on it and see the benefits. You will start seeing the benefits if you do it every day after like around 10 days, and you have to continue it either 30 days, 40 days, or 60 days, whichever you prefer. And you will see a lot of blocks opening up. It's a beautiful one. Obviously, you don't need to do it more than 60 days because it will be too much. This you can do each movement between 3 minutes to 11 minutes, depending on your obvious tolerance levels. So, and you can tell us the feedback and tell us what opened up and what you felt and what's happened in your life as a result of it. And if anybody has any questions, I'm still open to questions and answers and anything you guys need. And I will just send you more information about it in case you need to know more. Thanks, Dina. Thanks, Ams. Thanks, Clara. Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks for joining, and thanks for being here with me today. Thanks, Shahida. Well, if there's no questions, I'm going to wish you all a lovely evening. If you have any questions or if there's anything, feel free to ask Illuminations, and I will be happy to respond to any questions you may have. And God bless you all. Thank you, Johar, as well. You too. Bye, guys.